Hi and welcome back to another weekly GMBN Tech show. This week we've got a banging one for you. So we've got Evo, the bike build winner, here with us at GMBN Towers. We've got some really cool stuff from you guys, and I've got some wicked little Tech of the Week bits that might make ideal stocking fillers for you lot. Now, this week is especially cool for me because the bike build winner, Evo, of course, from Slovakia, he's been paying us a visit. So he's been with us all week. We've been getting his bike sorted out for him, getting that suspension dialed in. We actually had to put a slightly shorter dropper post on there in the end for him and swap the brakes around and do some cool stuff like that. And we hit the trails with him. Pretty cool week it's been. Check this out. Okay, so today is exceptionally exciting for me, more exciting in fact than just talking about bikes, because we have the bike build winner right here. We've got Evo all the way over from Slovakia. He's flown here to come and pick up his bike. But before we get into all of that cool tech stuff with the bike, I just want you to meet Evo, and I want to meet him because we don't know the first thing about him other than he won the bike. So firstly, Evo, put it there, like, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Like, I think this is such a cool thing that the whole GMBN Tech community have voted for your video, which is a great video. But I think the first thing I want to know is, how did you get into watching GMBN in the first place?
Yeah, so I got to watching GMBN by watching TEDx show of Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in a dark place when I was watching it, and I was very depressed because all my life was about being in mountains, and suddenly I couldn't be in mountains. And his story was somewhat similar to mine, because he loved biking and he kept trying doing something else afterwards, but in the end he got back to bikes, and yeah, it was very inspiring for me.
Yeah.
And then I tried to Google his name, and then some GMBN came up, and like, whoa, what's this? And I started watching, and I never stopped since.
That's amazing. Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'd love to know a little bit more about your injury, because in your video there was rock climbing and there was the skiing, and then some clips of your accident. It looked pretty nasty.
Yeah, so typical scenario, I was being stupid. It was first big snow of the season, and I went way too fast, and there was no like base layer of snow. There was just the top of powder snow.
Okay, instead of rock and...
Yeah, and I couldn't see rocks because they were below powder, but yeah, I couldn't see them, and I just hit one. And then I make the flip and hit another one with my back. So that broke my back, my coccyx, and it damaged some nerves. So that's why my leg is partially paralyzed, and yeah.
And so that held you back from skiing, climbing, other things?
Yeah, definitely. It held me back from everything. Like, I couldn't even drive my own car, or I couldn't hike, I couldn't walk. I was just walking with crutches.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then biking. Then like the big change was bike, because in like 1 year ago I couldn't bike. I couldn't bike on a straight road. Because my leg was still falling from the bike. When there was any bump on the road, it would just fall off because
Is this because of nerve damage?
Yeah, I couldn't control it very well.
Okay.
So I couldn't hold it on the... Maybe if I had the clips, but then I was worried that I wouldn't be able to clip off. So
yeah.
So I just tried biking, but it wasn't working. But on spring, like, it suddenly worked, and I could do something to help with my fitness, because I was working out in the gym. But you know, it's like just muscle strength, not endurance or fitness. So, but then I can do this, and yeah, I started biking more and more, and it was getting better and better, and my muscles got stronger. So it really helped me a lot.
Yeah, okay. And so tell us about the bike that was in the video. So that's a pretty old looking bike.
Yeah, it's super crappy bike. It's from 2012.
Yeah.
And it cost like 400 euros when it was new. And yeah, it's a hardtail, but I just call it hard because the front fork doesn't work. Like, it goes this much.
Yeah, it's almost fully solid.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like the brakes are not like the great, but you can do anything with any bike, as I've seen in your videos of crappy bikes for 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I was just biking around.
It's still fun. So I'm so excited to see you ride the Santa Cruz because have you ridden a full suspension bike before?
I've tried 2 or 3 times when there was some bike testing in bike parks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great to have a full suspension, especially for my back because there are screws in my back.
More comfortable to ride.
Yeah.
But I think you could use that suspension as well with things like the bunny hop.
Yeah.
Even though suspension can hinder it, it can also make it easier. You can use it for the whole motion. Okay, well, I think it's about time that we gave you your bike as soon as you've travelled halfway across the world for it and you've waited all this time. I think that's only fair. So what we're going to do is take a little walk downstairs into our workshop and unveil your bike and get you kitted out.
Yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can't wait.
Okay, so this is like the official workshop where everything happens. And right under there is something for you. Get involved.
Yeah, great. Oh, I love those pedals. Thank you. Oh, so nice.
Okay, so Evo's finally got his bike, so the Santa Cruz bike build bike. I'm really pleased to say it fits him actually really well. We've just put a shorter seat post on with slightly less drop just to tune in the saddle height, set up the sag, and got a rough kind of base setting on the front and rear suspension. And that's about as base as you can get for now. So tomorrow we're going to hit the trails. Neil's going to get to work on some riding technique stuff and make sure the bike sort of fits him correctly. And yeah, and then hopefully, then it's up to you to go and enjoy it.
Definitely. I hope I will, but I am pretty sure I will.
Nice. So there you go, that was our week getting to meet Evo and getting him set up on his bike. I have to say I'm absolutely over the moon that he won that bike because he is a mountain man through and through. His whole story about the mountain climbing and his skiing accident does pull on your heartstrings a little bit, and it's so cool that now he's got another sort of vessel for getting back into the mountains and continuing what he does. If you check out his Instagram feed, you'll see that he is just all about being out in the mountains, and now he's a newly converted mountain biker really, so it's going to be really cool to see what he gets up to in the following years and months and stuff on that new Santa Cruz Nomad bike. And we will be doing some updates with him just in due course once he's got used to the bike. It's pretty cold back at home from at the moment, so I can't imagine there's going to be that much riding at the moment. It's more like winter season out there, but maybe we'll go and visit him in the new year. And yeah, well, there you go, that's the end of the bike build. What's next? What should we follow up with? We need to do another cool project, so if you've got any suggestions, add them in those comments below. Alright, now it's time for Bike Cave, which of course is where we get to see your versions of this, where you sit and talk about bikes, where you hang out, look after your bike, maybe have that post-ride beer, tuck your bikes up at night, and more importantly, you maintain and look after your bikes. If you've got a nice bike cave, or if you've got a tiny little bike cave, it doesn't matter. Wherever you work and keep your bikes, send them in, take some pictures, tell us all about them. We love seeing this stuff. The address is right there on the screen. That's for our uploader service. It's really easy to use. Just please don't forget to fill in all those little boxes so we know all about you. Now this week, it's just a single entry, but this is one of the best ones we've ever had. This is a video entry, and this is full of top mods as well. So this is from Harry, and Harry's based in Picton, Prince Edward County, Ontario in Canada. Way to go, Harry, this is awesome, and your wife is amazing for building this bike cave. Check this out, guys.
Hi GMBN, hi Doddy, and hi GMBN subscribers. I'm Harry Carpenter, and behind the camera is my wife Linda. I'm a truck driver from Picton, Prince Edward County, Ontario, Canada, and we love our home. This past summer, Linda built our bike cave from scratch. Here's all our trail building stuff. We got shed, shovels, pickaxe, trimmers, more trimmers over there. Up there's a whippersnipper. We've got a full-on chainsaw. Lots of cool stuff for building trails, mallets and drills. Here's my workstation that we built last summer. I've got everything I need right in here. It's all my tools. Something I never need to run out of again is derailleur hangers. All my tools, wrenches, Allen keys, everything you can possibly imagine for detailing and graphics and stuff. Linda rides a 2012 KHS 650. It's an amazing bike. 2017 Santa Cruz 5010. I did the graphics myself. It started out with yellow print, and then I layered on more and more stickers to make a blue and black and red effect. Some of my mods, Linda bought me this trigger for my post, my reverb post. I busted my cassette last year, so I got a SRAM X1 to go with my SRAM XO 2.0 Red Edition derailleur that goes with the 2.0 Red Edition grip shift. Here's a little hack. That's a rubber tube off of a ballpoint pen. Just gives you a little extra grip. You could even put one on your RockShox trigger. I just want to say thanks for watching the video. I hope you like it. We're super lucky we can ride right from the backyard to the trails that start just down the street. So thanks Doddy and thanks GMBN subscribers. Have a good week.
I'll tell you what, that is the coolest one I've seen. I've seen some bigger ones, we've seen all sorts of immaculate ones that look like Formula One workshops, but that is like a family project. I love it. I think that's so cool, and that totally goes with what I think a bike cave should be. So anyone else, feel free to do a video entry like that, because Harry's video entry was really cool. So really appreciate the effort that you put into that, Harry. Way to go. All right, now it's time for Rewind. This is where we go back to the old school. We check out all the old bikes, the old kit, anything old and retro for mountain biking, preferably from the sort of the 90s sort of era, or even older if you've got any of that stuff. We want to see that stuff. I think the maximum cap off time will probably say about 2004. Before that, it's a good era to send your stuff in. So anything you've got, old magazines, old pictures, race trophies, whatever it is, get some pictures in, upload link right there at the bottom of the screen, send it our way. And likewise, if you found any cool videos or anything else you want to send us that's retro themed, fire that in too. We love seeing this stuff. Now this week we've got a couple of real cool ones, and I've got a little video I'm going to throw you to as well. So first up, it's from Matthew in West Yorkshire. Doddy, I was watching some of the GMBN Tech videos and came across one where you featured a rather nice old Park Pre. Whilst my frame isn't that nice, the higher end steel model, I thought you might still like a look, since they're not exactly common. No, you're right, they're super not common, especially in the UK actually. I always used to remember seeing a lot of Park Pre bikes in Mountain Bike Action. That's when Richard Cunningham, who's now at Pink Bike, used to edit that magazine. Yeah, so very cool. So I got this bike as a Christmas present in 1997, wicked. As per the pictures, you can see at some point I turned into a bit of a monstrosity, including creating a disc brake adapter for the home group set. Sometime last year I decided I wanted to put the bike back to something a bit more period correct. I had some of the original parts, stem, post, saddle, bar ends and bars, which I had to replace as they were bent. But I went on Retro Bike and eBay to find a load of parts I would have had to build the bike with. I knew I wanted some HS33 Sasmaguras, the classic race lines, as I had a set on the bike that got stolen. For the forks, I passed up the usual suspects for XC bikes of the era, like the Judys, etc. I wanted to still ride the bike, and there was a 100mm RST option in the original catalogue. I wanted something buttery smooth and bulletproof, so ended up with a classic Z1 Bomber. Amazing. Added new seals and oil, etc. Yeah, I think they're probably good to go for another 20 years. Those things are built like an absolute tank. Amazing forks. The wheels are Mavic 121 SUPs. Oh man, so the whole SUP, they were sort of welded, pinned and welded and machined rims, like super smooth join on those. With G-Tech hubs, yeah, I've heard of those. You say unknown, but I do remember those. I don't know where from, but I know someone I know has got a pair of those. I'm going to find them and get a picture. This is where I then decided to cheat just a little bit. The Cranksale Race Face Turbine LPs, matched with a nice titanium bottom bracket, pedals. They're Ritchie Logic. Yeah, I had Ritchie Logic pedals and cantilevers actually. I think they were actually they were Diacomp 985s or 986s, but they were badged up as Ritchie Logic, which was cool. So there's a seat post too. And I think that was a Callaway, badged up as Ritchie Logic. Seemed to put Ritchie Logic names on everything back then. What else you got going on here? Consider going for some smoke and darts. I just want to get involved with the pictures. So this was it. A long time back. Okay, nice part pre. Yep, cool. Looking pretty good. FSA seat post, race face stem. Yes, that looks like Hone dual control levers on there. I was never particularly a fan of dual control, but I guess it's old enough, so you can kind of go on there. There you go. It says the old RockShox Dart 2 fork. Yeah, you've definitely done a better job with the... whoa, there's that disc adapter out back. That's pretty crazy. Nice work. Nice looking frame, isn't it? Nice work. There you go, stripping it all down. Oh, there's those Z1s. They still look amazing, you know. I think I need to get some for the wall in here. If anyone's got a set of Z1s for sale, let us know. Drop us a line. I don't want the BAMs though, I want the original ones that got the dual disc mounts on them, the ones that you can fit those Cullimore dual discs on, like your ones. That is the one to have. The classics. What a fork. And we've got one more entry this week. This is from Shane in Canada. This is what we call the fork wall at my local bike shop. I'll tell you what, there's some memories up there. Gervin Vector, a set of Mag 21s from RockShox, painted up in the Decurf colours there. Some Bomber Z3s, or a Z1 free rides, Z1 free, I think. Then you got Quadra 21s up the top there in yellow, RockShox RS1s, a Bomber Z2 or a Z3, an Amp Research fork. Whoa, I always wanted that fork. Everyone used to tell me it used to leak everywhere and they didn't like them, but I don't care. I really want one, they look amazing. And a Marzocchi XC500 by the looks of it. Man, that's a serious wall of forks. Amazing looking. Oh, very, very jealous about that. I need to definitely improve on the fork wall that we have here. We've only got two. We've got a lefty there, and we've got the old Pace RC35. But you haven't got an RC35. We have. But awesome, mate. That is really cool. If anyone's got any shots from their bike shops of all the cool stuff hanging around, I know that I've got friends that watch this show, like Sandy over at the Trailhead in Shrewsbury. I know you've got some really cool retro stuff out there, so pull your finger out, mate. Send some pictures in. We want to see them. Upload a link right there again. Alright, so we're going to skip top mods for this week. We're going to go big next time though. I just want to show you some really cool tech actually that we've had turn up at the office this week. And it's ideal stuff that you could still do for stocking fillers. So, starting with Muc-Off tubeless valves. Of course, Muc-Off are the brand, they're famous for their pink cleaning fluid, but they're now doing aluminium tubeless valves. They're doing 60mm length for deep section rims like road bike style, and they do them in what is 44mm length. And they're really cool. They come with various different rubber bungs so they fit on different size rims. Fully aluminium on there. They've got removable valve cores and one cap that comes with them with a valve core remover built in. Super cool, and a whole bunch of different colours. That is an ideal stocking filler. Sort of thing I wouldn't mind getting myself actually, to be fair. Next up, probably one of my favourite little gizmos available on the market. It's a samurai sword. Now we mentioned these in last week's show. These are the new versions, so although the principle is the same, they sit in the end of your handlebars. You've got the reaming tool to make the hole that bit bigger, and you've got the plug-in tool. You put the rubber plug on, you stab it into your tyre, pull it away, it plugs the hole. Apparently one of the issues I had with the first model of these was the actual plastic rubber they were made from was actually quite fragile, so if you had a crash or something they could crack and fall out. So they've revised the design now, so it's made from a much more like an ABS sort of plastic, and they're cool, and they screw into the end of your bars, and they keep the little worm things in there as well. So really cool little set. Absolutely love these because you fit and forget on your bike, and they're always there when you will need them sooner or later. Nice little stocking filler, that one. And everyone's a bit crazy about the Enduro thing at the moment, like keeping everything on your bike. There's a whole bunch of these different straps. These ones are from Lowry. They come in yellow, they come in camo, which is quite cool. I'm sure Blake's going to have stolen that one off my desk before the end of the day. And some sort of cool hippie colours. So another cool sort of Enduro strap set. And we've also got some of these, which I can't wait to try. So this is from Gup. I've heard about this stuff. So it's like CO2 and sealant in one. So you can seal a hole and you can re-inflate your tyre. Literally straight on. Accepts Presta and Schrader valves. I've heard nothing but good things about these, so I intend on going and damaging some tyres at the weekend. Not mine though. I'm just going to test them out on some friends' tyres when they're not looking, I reckon. Just remembered 2 more things. Rev grips, I checked these out at Sea Otter. These are the shock absorbing grips, so they work in a really quite a cool way. So you've got the actual handlebar grip and you have the lock-on sort of end caps on them, but the end caps themselves have these little rubber inserts that sit in here, and the grip sits inside and enables them to move slightly. Now you can tune the amount it moves. We're only talking like about a mil or 2, but it's enough to absorb the shock of trail buzz. So if you suffer from sore hands or arm pump, these could be the answer. They've been available in the States for quite a while. They're now available in the UK too, which means I guess you can get them in Europe. They do loads of different options, definitely worth checking out. A super cool bit of tech that I noticed earlier in the year at Sea Otter, in fact. Very cool. And the last thing, again, something I saw at Sea Otter, but I saw the 3D printed version, is the SDG Grom packs. This is literally the coolest thing I've seen this year. Miniaturized pedals, slimmer gauge handlebars there for smaller hands, miniature handlebar grips that are lock on as well to suit those smaller hands, and a saddle to match. They do them in various different colours. There's loads of sets available out there to suit your kids' bikes. They just look amazing. Wouldn't you be stoked on that if you got that for Christmas? That's all I'm saying. That is awesome. And there we go, there's another weekly GMBN Tech show in the bag. Hopefully you enjoyed all the cool stuff on the show, and I really hope that you all appreciated Evo winning that bike. I think he's just such a fitting winner. If you want to see a bit more of Evo, look out for him over on GMBN in the coming week, where Neil gets him out on the trails and we do some more cool stuff with him. And for another cool video, if you want to set your bike up for jibbing, that's like a free coaster style setup, and for bar spins, click over there. That's Chris Smith's bike, and he's going to be showing you how to use those features over on GMBN very soon. As always, don't forget to subscribe to GMBN Tech if you haven't done so. Let all your friends know about us, and if you love GMBN Tech, give us a thumbs up.